Wake up, motherfucker.
Hey, what's up, guys? So, another late night stream because today, some Bitcoin action, which is rare nowadays to have quite a lot of movement in Bitcoin on a Saturday. Usually it will wait till Sunday. So, I'm wondering, if something's going to pop off tomorrow. Hmm. You gotta be prepared, I guess. It might be interesting. We might see a lot of action once futures markets opens on gold and silver. Right now, people are just thinking, oh, it's just a Bitcoin thing only. Nah. If Bitcoin has a wild, big movement on a Saturday, that means something is up. But so far, I haven't really seen anything to indicate there's going to be a strike on Iran, except for that bombing or whatever. Nobody knows what happened. There was a city had like a building blow up or some crap. Maybe they think that's a prelude, and people are just selling off on that. But you know, just get ready for volatility next week. It doesn't matter. There's gonna be volatility next week, so a lot of trading will happen. All right, let's get our XD. Maybe the Epstein stuff got people spooked. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we got here. So just a summary of what we have for so this is a quarterly chart. This is a long-term chart right here. Let's see. Okay, come on. Don't crap out on me. StreamYard sucking all my memory again. All right. So we got this nice trend. This trend started 2008, right? So we got this nice trend. Some 9 counts, another 9 count. We had another 9 count here, the recent one from 2023. Very good. So are we going to start another 9 count in the coming quarters? Okay, this quarterly chart. Each candle is 3 months. This is a long-term chart here. So that's what we're going to be watching for. Okay, for S&P. I mean, I think we've gone quite far so far. But let's look at Bitcoin now with these DeMark indicators. Let's see where we're at. And I'm gonna do a, let's see, daily chart. Okay. All right. Okay, so man, what is that? Come on, bruh. Come on. Is this thing just crapping out because everybody wants to look at these charts at the same time? Holy, come on. Use the Infinex one then. Okay. All right. So since January 14, you see this? It didn't make it through the cloud up here. Now we've been steadily going down, and I was short it last week with the MSTR short, okay? And with this confirmation after Friday, I did buy the shorts again on Friday, just out of a whim. I decided to short it again. But I didn't buy much. I have to consider if I should really do a lot more, because if you look at it, the low that was made in November 21st has already been breached. I'm going to assume that it's going to try to bounce on Sunday if the NASDAQ holds. If the NASDAQ is red overnight, Sunday to Monday, and this thing really can't hold itself, we will definitely start cracking 70K. All right, and that's going to be a quick flush to around 30 something. That's the next target. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's over. It's going to be over very quickly if this thing doesn't hold. And the NASDAQ follows. You can see here, if I look at the weekly chart, see the lagging line from the Ichimoku cloud going through here. If this thing pierces, that's it. So 50 something, and then probably going to back down to, let's see here, When was the last? It's definitely going to crack 40 if it goes through 50 really fast. And yeah, I'm guessing it's going to 30. I'm guessing it's going to go to 30. And this thing can do it very fast. You know Bitcoin. So I would say like just short MSTR, you know. Let me see what the monthly chart holds here. Okay, so monthly, we've been at down 4 counts here. We definitely have to retest 60 at least. But if that fails, then for sure, yeah, 40, 38, 38, 40, or possibly down to 26,000 if it gets through that cloud. Okay, those are your targets. Those are your targets. And I think it will do it very fast. So shorting Bitcoin through MSTR is probably the most viable option here. MSTR will probably break a lot of levels. So let's look at that. Let's look at MSTR. So it ended Friday on a up 4.55%. That probably trapped people. Yeah, so right now 149. It could get down to what, 70? And then maybe even if Bitcoin really pukes with the NASDAQ, then yeah, maybe even 18, man. You can go from 149 to 18. Whew. That would be a nice chunk of money. All right, yeah. So that's what I'll be watching. You know, my other ones that I like to watch was Palantir. Palantir will have earnings Monday after the close, though. And I don't like betting before earnings, just before earnings. So if Palantir just pukes after earnings, well, then I guess I lost an opportunity there. And I'll have to hope that the market did not go down with it so that I have a chance to get in to re-enter my Palantir short. But yeah, that chart looks perfect for a short. So let's look at how the mark looks for that in the monthly. It's going to start. So this is the first month, okay, January, with a 1 count. If it has to follow through with February, March, April, that'll be enough. That'll be enough to crack all this stuff. We might go back down to 27 or 20. Back down to where I told people to buy it, probably, right? So I said around what, June, July, buy Palantir. That was what, 20, 25 bucks. It might just do a round trip right back there. So yeah, you can short Palantir probably. It will be doing good. Now Oracle, SAP had earnings. I didn't mention this. SAP had earnings. SAP is the European competitor of Oracle database. And Oracle has such an ugly looking chart. It's just so ugly. I mean, I don't know what's up with this. Does it mean like after... I mean, for sure, it will probably go down to 100 from this 164 level. So you could probably watch this one for a short as well. I mean, this has already been a good short if you did short it up at 300. But it's going to complete all the way down to 100. And if the market really does bad and it'll break down further, then yeah. I mean, I don't know this area of the market. Okay, I don't know if SAP does bad, that means Oracle does bad. That might not be true, right? But I mean, SAP, it's been a steady downtrend, so it's been pretty consistent. Like it's going down for months now, 6 months, and this is the 6 months doing this, and it's going back down. So I'm gonna assume Oracle's gonna follow this. I don't think Oracle's business, I mean, unless it's like going to tell me that AI stuff is going to help, but every time it's done its earnings, it's crazy. So first off, it's like, oh yeah, their AI customer base is doing good, and it pumps on one earnings, and then the next earnings, it's like, no, never mind. This is like, what? I don't know. I don't know what to tell with this thing. And so this is all software stuff, right? This is not semiconductor. This is software. And software has not been doing good. It's not looking good at all. What is it? What is it? What's the dang IGV? IGV. Okay, that's the ETF. Like here, you can see, yeah, software itself has not. It's been going down for 3 months, right after making this little minor top in October. All right, so that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Okay, what about SOXX? Yeah, I re-entered a short here. I don't know. I'm gonna hope that maybe next week with AMD, Qualcomm, and Google, like it's just not enough to keep the Nasdaq up. It'll just go down with it. So yeah, and what we got? Japanese elections on the 8th. Okay, so Thursday to Friday could be trouble. So Wednesday we'll have all the earnings from Google, I think. Yeah, Google. You got Qualcomm in that. And Tuesday we have AMD. So by Wednesday to Thursday, we should know what's up. And then by Friday, we'll get the Japanese election results. And then that's it. We're done. It's all going to hinge on that. There's just too many things at play next week. I don't know. I guess you could just day trade every day next week on every little bit of news, every little bit of noise. But eventually, by the second week of February, we should know where the market's going to go. All right. I think we should know. And that's either going to be a real precipitous drop or we'll have a fake out pump before the real drop in March. So something like that. That's something you got to watch. All right. Think Microsoft is worth shorting? Maybe. It's had the worst earnings reaction in a long time. Yeah. Yeah, it already broke down like this, ended the week like that. And now its monthly candle looks like that. Yeah. Could go down to 290. I don't know if it's going to go down to 211. Again, this requires a lot of damage, right? That means people are just cashing out everything all over the place into April and May. That means we're going to have a lot of months of red. But bear market corrections have a lot of pumps too, so be careful when you're shorting. Don't short at the wrong spot. Otherwise, you blow up your dang account. That's why nobody likes to short, because bear markets have very strong rallies. Like if you remember 2022 with the Fed raising interest rates and the whole Ukraine thing, yeah, you had a lot of movement. Let's see. Let me do the weekly candles. And aluminum was rising into it. So that would have gave you a hint that war was coming because aluminum was doing so well. So I told you last time, yeah, watch aluminum. If you want to know if war's coming, watch aluminum. If aluminum's doing well, then you know it's up. So let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you see this? Yeah, you have one leg down from January into February, March. You had a nice pump throughout March. Then you get the next leg down into May. Then you had a little pump, okay, into June. Then next drop, then big rally into August. And then another big drop into October. You see, it's wild swinging. So this is why people don't like bear markets. Like, you have to trade them. If you don't know how to trade, most people will just stay the hell out of it. Okay. Is this on? Yeah, what's up, D-Dog? No, there's no panel. I just have to go through all this stuff and then go over all the Epstein tweets. And oh my God, there's so many damn Epstein things. I got a bunch of 4chan posts to read. It's gonna take a while. Holy shit. I'm surprised nobody streaming in our community is talking about Epstein. Dude, there's so much good, juicy, gossip right now to talk about. It's like, what the fuck? Are you serious? The elites, everything Alex Jones said was true. Everything comet ping pong, everything, and nobody's talking about it in our little community. It's like it should be the most important thing ever discussed, but I guess it doesn't matter. See, that's why the elites really don't respect you guys. Like all their dirty laundry is released, and you go, whatever. I gotta buy gold. I gotta buy silver. Oh, it's like hilarious. It's hilarious. Terrible. So that's why bear markets suck. And I don't know if it's going to be a bear market like that. Hopefully, it's just going to be like last year. You have a nice swing down into April and then a nice pump up. Those are what you want to see. You want to see something like that. Fast corrections, fast rebounds. You don't want to have a revisit of 2022. Okay? All right, let me get into this. Let's do this article reading here. All right, switch up the version. All right. Deadly blast in Iran's Bandar Abbas caused by gas leak, official says. So just a gas leak, huh? All right. I guess nothing to worry about, huh? No foul play. Mossad didn't put a bomb somewhere. I don't know. An explosion that killed 2 people. I think the death toll is up to 5 now. And damaged a residential building in the Iranian port city of Bandar Abbas was likely caused by a gas leak, according to local officials. The blast took place on Saturday amid heightened tensions between Iran and the United States and wounded at least 13 others. The initial cause of the building accident in Bandar Abbas was a gas leak and buildup leading to an explosion. Okay. Fire Chief Mohammed Amin Lagat said in comments broadcast on state television. My colleagues will give more details in the next few hours. The semi-official Tasnim news agency reported that 2 people were killed in the blast. It's 5 now. State television said the explosion occurred at an 8-story building, destroyed 2 floors, several vehicles, and shops. Images carried by Press TV showed the building's facade blown out, exposing parts of its interior with debris scattered around. After rumors circulated online about the Bandar Abbas explosion, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, denied that any of the buildings belonging to its naval forces in the province had been targeted, according to a statement carried by the Fars news agency. Local newspaper Shab al-Shahel showed footage of a man in a green security force uniform being carried out on a stretcher in a neck brace. And Tasnim later reported that 1 officer was injured after being called to the scene to help citizens. The explosion took place amid fears of a military confrontation between Iran and the U.S., with President Donald Trump threatening to attack Tehran over a recent crackdown on anti-government protests and Washington's push to curtail the Iranian nuclear program. Ali Larijani, a senior Iranian security official, said on X on Saturday that work on a framework for negotiations with the U.S. was progressing, downplaying what he described as an atmosphere created by artificial media warfare. Trump, meanwhile, said he believed Iran wanted to make a deal rather than face military action. Iran is talking to us, and we'll see if we can do something. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. We have a big fleet heading out there. They are negotiating. Bandar Abbas, home to Iran's most important container port, lies on the Strait of Hormuz, a vital waterway between Iran and Oman that handles about 1/5 of the world's seaborne oil. The port suffered a major explosion in April of last year that killed dozens of people and injured more than 1,000 others. Separately on Saturday, 4 people were killed in a gas explosion in the city of Avaz near the Iraqi border, according to the state-run Tehran Times. All right, so a lot of activity going on. No idea. No idea what that means. If it's all BS. Officially February now in EST time. Yes, that's correct. It is now officially February. All right. So I don't know if that means anything. Now, I did come across this thing. Did Iran drop a dirty bomb on U.S. forces? I don't know. I've got to put this on the back burner. I thought this was interesting. Thing that just came out, I guess, some report. So maybe people just want war. They're going to make these type of articles. Interesting. So, yeah. Did we get dirty bombed in 2020? We'll see. All right, let me get my other stuff here. All right, let's get to the Epstein stuff. Let's get to some Epstein stuff. I'm very surprised. Nobody is talking about it. I mean, this should be the most important thing to talk about right now. This year is going to be fun as hell, isn't it? Really fun. Okay, here, I got this tweet. Let's get this thing going. Today we learned that Bill Gates got STDs from banging Russian hookers, gave them to Melinda, wanted to secretly slip her antibiotics so he could get away with it, talked about his penis, banged married women, and took Adderall for marathon games of bridge. Incredible. Yes, this is it, baby. This is it. Here we go. Alrighty. Let's read. You want me to read his email? It's quite long. Holy shit. Asmongold read some of this already on his show. This is quite hilarious, isn't it? Quite hilarious. Oh my god, man. What the fuck? And this is just like one little piece of the tip of the iceberg, you know? There's like tons of stuff keeps coming out hour by hour right now. There's just too much stuff to sift through. So this was dated Thursday, July 18th, 2013. Dear Bill, I cannot believe that you have chosen to disregard our friendship developed of over the last 6 years. I am aware that accidents happen. It is how each of us has chosen to deal with this unfortunate event that has me dismayed beyond comprehension. You have decided to discharge me from my job. Had Larry, your PR person, tell me that I engage in morally inappropriate behavior, asked me to be the major actor in a cover-up so that you can maintain the reputation that you have worked so hard to achieve, asked me to recommit to a confidentiality agreement, and have categorically told me that we cannot have any direct ongoing business relationship, in total disregard for its impact on the public perception of my reputation. I will have it diligently avoid the truth. Tell people that, man, he must be so mad. Like, look at the way he's writing this shit. It's like the spaces are all over the place, the commas, misspellings. Like, what the fuck? Tell people that Bill will not invest with me and craft an answer that suits your needs, but you did agree to send you a letter of recommendation should a future employer ask for one. You have told me that Melinda insists on me not communicating with you unless Larry is copied or present. Though you have consistently maintained that I could not have done a better job and that I was underpaid compared to my contribution, you then, beyond all sense of fairness and frankly decency, said that as generous compensation for keeping the Gates reputation intact, you would let me keep what we agreed I had. Oh my god. Okay, agreed I had already owned the investment pieces and give me 2 years severance, similar to Christine Turner, another casualty. If the shoe was on the other foot, I would have said, Boris, this is not your fault. I confessed to Melinda. You didn't. It was in a moment of weakness, and I will do anything within my power to make it right for you. I have more money than anyone needs, and I assure you I will structure something so that you will not be penalized for my error. Lucky for me, I have enough money to provide to you, though it will not heal the injury. It will make you secure in your future. In addition, I will bend over backwards to make sure your next career is rewarding and on an upswing. I appreciate the fact that this drastically alters your plans and am very aware of the career path you gave up to join the foundation. I guess the Gates Foundation. I am very sorry, but as I believe time heals all wounds, this will eventually pass. In that regard, I suggest I buy you the house that you so had your heart set on. And in addition to 5 years of severance, will buy you out of the investment contract we had agreed. 30 to 40% of a $100 million partnership. For $30 million in today's dollars, terms and conditions to be agreed. That's what I would have done had I been in your shoes. What I did receive, however, was an unfriendly, strongly worded email telling me how enjoyable I am and that I should not look to you for any significant financial help in the future. To add insult to injury, to the injury oh my God, proofread this shit, please. Okay, you implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your penis. What? You also made it clear to me that I am not to refer to blank, as that is another topic that must remain between the two of us. In return for all of these requests, which I would have done without a second thought, I am not to attend meetings with Melinda. I should continue to provide you the same level of service and dedication that I have done so diligently until you are ready to discard me and our friendship. Oh, well, ain't that some shit? I guess the next paragraph will be about the hookers. Okay, let's go. Or the next email. I don't know what this is. I have decided to resign my position effective immediately with BG3 and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I have not come to this decision quickly or without a great deal of thought. During the past few weeks, I have been caught up in a severe marital dispute between Melinda and Bill. I have the greatest respect for my friend of 7 years and wish them both well. In my role as his right hand, I have been asked and wrongly acquiesced into participating in things that have ranged from the morally inappropriate to the ethically unsound, and have been repeatedly asked to do things that get near and potentially over the line into the illegal. Though it was kindly suggested that I make a transition to a new position after my 6 years of servitude, and that Bill would, in his words, give me 2 years severance pay, I feel it would be dishonest to myself and my future. From helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit trysts with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments, as I am a medical doctor but have no prescriptions writing ability. Oh my God. What the fuck? Do these people just write these emails like on Adderall or some shit? Because, like, god damn. Anyway. Alright, guys. That's good. That's good. I think we covered this enough. This is just one thing we found out in that damn whole Epstein shit. There's more. There's more. There's tons more. And I think you should be covering this 24/7. Anybody out there who has spare time should be just talking about these leaks. There's just too much stuff to cover. And, you know, I just don't have like the time to be going to 4chan, because every time I go to 4chan, there's a billion more threads up, and more things keep getting released, and I'm like, what? This happened? That happened? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not joking, okay? I'm not joking. This shit's crazy. Like, look at this one. Look at this one here. Look at this 4chan post here. Look at this one. The Crown Princess of Norway was allegedly pregnant with Epstein's child. Difficult to see how she can continue in her role. Met Marit. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, let me read this email like this. Met is a mess. This is to Boris Nikolic from Jeffrey Epstein, November 14, 2011. What happened with Met now? She wants to carry your kid? Winkies emoji. Apparently he was in a DARPA meeting all day. This was written in November 15th, so that's Boris. All right, Boris said that November 15th. I don't know what time zones these are at. You should schedule your trip to my island. Did you tell anyone about our Met conversation, Marco, etc.? Oh my God, what the fuck? So yeah, I mean, this guy's been everywhere. This is crazy, baby. This could all be an Israeli novella psyop. Hard to tell what's real. I don't know, man. Who gives a fuck? This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Is this his kid? Son of Norway Crown Princess to stand trial for rape. The age doesn't match up. This guy's like 20-something years old, 29. So this can't be right. If she had his kid in 2011, well, you know, this guy's 10 years too old, 15 years too old. Anyway, it'll be funny though. It's like, man, does that look kind of like Epstein? Is the physiognomy matching up here? I don't know. I mean, I saw this kid on in some TikTok clips or something like that. Like he acts like a gangster online, like some wigger or something. Oh man, it's funny. This shit's funny. I don't know. I want to believe. Because I just want this whole crap just to stir up drama. That's all this is. We gotta stir up some drama, guys. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, I got a lot of 4chan things. So let me see what else is juicy. What other things I saw that was real juicy? Anything else? Before I play the Asmongold. Asmongold goes over some of the more interesting bits here. I mean, oh yeah, here's a good one. Here, yeah. Let me put this one up. So I don't know if you guys know JF Gariepi. So this guy was really popular. Internet Blood Sports, Warski Live, Mr. Medicare, Gamergate, all those people back in the day. I'm in the Epstein files now. What were you doing in 2015? So people already knew this guy got $25K to fund his neuro science research when he was a grad student. So this is not a surprise, but now it's official. You know, you can see his emails, Epstein to him, and vice versa. Hi, Jean-Francois. Perfect. Saturday at 3 p.m. at the Corrado Cafe. So written April 9th, 2015. Thanks for the report or whatever you can put together. My cell again, just so you can have it, is blank. Until soon, blank. This is from Jean-Francois. Hi, Saturday 3 p.m. is the best option for me. See you at the Corrado Cafe. If that works with you, I'll try sending you a report before. Okay. Hi, Jean-Francois. It would be great to meet up tomorrow if you can. Would 1 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. work for you? I'm on the upper cast side and could meet you at Corrado Cafe. It's under scaffolding on Lexington between 64th and 63rd Streets. If you can't tomorrow, Saturday anytime after 2 p.m. would be good too. Let me know. Could you also send me an overview of Oh my god! Can somebody just get better resolution when they screen cap this for me? Whatever. Current progress and goals by email. Okay. And just to be clear, this is what the tweet is. I'm not even joking here. Jeffrey had defects like we all do, but he was a good man, an ambitious man, and a visionary in many ways. More people like him could improve the world. He died for our sins. Holy shit. Damn. All right. Well, this is wild. This is wild. There's just so much. There's just so much going on here. So yeah, let's see what else. Anything else? Any other tweets I got from the 4chan boys? I mean, the 4chan guys were all also freaking out with like Epstein apparently going into 4chan itself and making posts and telling people to do what they want to do. I mean, there's just so much juicy stuff here. FBI memo concludes Trump compromised by Israel, new Epstein files show. The memo alleges that the Shabbat Lubavitch movement sought to co-opt Trump and that his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, was the real brains behind the presidency. I mean, you didn't need the Epstein leaks to tell you that, right? Come on, are you guys that dumb? I think you guys already know that by now. This is Israel first, right? I didn't need the leaks to tell me that shit. I gotta find the one with the damn. Let me see. Come on, was there any? There's just so many of these. I just can't keep track. Okay, here we go. Here's some 4chan related ones. Let's see what this one says. I think Asmongold covered this. This Boris guy comes back. Boris Nikolic. Last night and this morning in SF, San Francisco, fun. Also met some interesting people. There is a cool guy, Kid, that you should meet. Oh, look at that. A Wikipedia link to Christopher Poole. If you don't know who Christopher Poole is, he is the founder of 4chan. He is only 23. Read his bio. So this was written in 2011, October 20th. The rest of DAV in Seattle in meeting. DAV. Okay. Tomorrow morning for NYC. What is a plan? Woody. Have you tickets? Can't wait to see you. Boris. Okay, so still from Boris. Yes, he is great. I had no clue who he is when we met. We talked to almost an hour nonstop. He will be a friend. FYI, he is one of the greatest hackers. Okay, this is from Jeffrey Epstein, October 24th. I like Moot a lot. I drove him home. He is very bright. Yeah, you think so, don't you? So, yeah, 4chan was also compromised by the glowies, as if we didn't know that either. Come on. I mean, you got to be born like yesterday if you fell for all this shit. Like, everybody knew this was going on. Now, so back to the Bitcoin stuff. I don't know if the people are dumping Bitcoin because of something that's going to happen tomorrow, or because like as more and more people sift through all these data dumps from Friday, they're going to find something else that might cause issues. I wonder. So those news agencies are working overtime right now, digging around, and they'll find something. If not, the internet hasn't found something. And there's a lot of metadata with these leaks. I mean, I saw some metadata tags and other things that are pretty interesting too. So it's going to take a while to fully get through everything that was dumped here. So maybe there's something that will get put out that will really tank the markets next week. I don't know, but that Bitcoin move, not usual in the modern Bitcoin era when everything is tied to the ETFs, because markets still closed. We don't know what gold and silver is going to do, or oil. Only Bitcoin and all the other cryptos are open. So that's the only thing we got right now that says, hey, does someone know something? So that's the question you got to ask yourself. Okay, let me play the Asmongold video here for you. See what else, and after that, anything else I want to watch? No, I don't think so. I think this will be it.
Oh my God. Jeffrey Epstein played WoW. Jeffrey Epstein, the probability that Jeffrey Epstein called someone the N-word on Xbox Live, 95% chance. So here we go. Notice of permanent enforcement action, harassment, threats, and abuse. This email is to notify you that your Xbox Live account privileges have been permanently suspended due to harassment, threats, and/or abuse of other players. So let me get this straight. Jeffrey Epstein got banned by Xbox Live before he got arrested. He was permanently banned in 2013. Do you know what you had to do to get permanently banned in 2013? Like, I'm pretty sure you could have read all of Mein Kampf and you wouldn't have gotten banned. Bill Gates did this to him after he got So you think Bill Gates banned Jeffrey Epstein's after he doesn't give Bill Gates STD antibiotics to secretly give to his wife whenever he was hooking up with a Russian hooker?
To add insult to the injury, you then implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your penis.
Check the dates. Yeah, where's the dates here? No fucking way. It was 5 months later. He moved over to WoW? No. This has got to be fake. It has to be fake. This has to be fucking fake. And he was a wrath baby. This was right before Cataclysm, because Cataclysm came out on the 7th of December, 2010. Wait a minute. I could have rated. He was an indestructible. He could have been in Jeffrey. This isn't real, right? No, I don't believe this. No, I refuse to believe this. I got it. This is the Department of Justice. Jeffrey Epstein played WoW. Guys, This is a big deal. Like, terms and conditions. So, to begin your adventures, so he started playing in 2010. So, he probably started playing to get ready to play Cataclysm. The guy's like a virus. He was everywhere, even in games. Bro, how did this guy do everything? So, he's calling people the N-word on Xbox Live. He's playing World of Warcraft. He's on 4chan trying to get them to make new image boards. He's running operations between the CIA, Mossad, and British intelligence. On top of that, he's got his own private fucking island. He's hanging out with presidents all the time. He's arguing with Bill Gates in emails. Dude, what the fuck? Bobby Kotick was in Jeffrey Epstein's black book. The thing is that I was on the most popular Alliance server. There is a good chance that Jeffrey Epstein could have played on my server. I mean, let's be honest, right? He either played a blood elf, a night elf, or a human. If I had to guess, actually, it could have been a gnome. I'm gonna get banned pretty soon. I feel like I've been building up to it. He was most likely like the...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going on, man. What to believe now? What to believe? But it's gonna be pretty bad. I think when we get something that comes out of all these things that get leaked, it's just gonna be bad. Anyway, here's some other news. I thought this tweet was interesting. Microsoft killed GPU Mafia. They finally open sourced their 1-bit LLM inference framework called bitnet.cpp. It lets you run 100 bytes parameter models on your local CPU without GPUs. Okay. So, I mean, does anybody here know AI that well? I don't. So I don't know what the hell any of that meant. Okay, 6.17 times faster inference, 82.2% less energy on CPUs, 100% open source. Okay, so we got this bitnet. So I'm assuming if I get this bitnet.cpp, so that's C++, so it just uses C++. All right. Huh. You know, the people are just gonna find more and more ways to be efficient about AI, right? The Chinese already found one way when they did their DeepSeek. So they went into the lower level drivers and figure out ways to do memory access from NVIDIA GPUs, like older generations. So they couldn't get the latest generation GPUs anymore, but they could reuse their older GPUs, but more efficiently by tuning their code. I think people are going to get smarter and smarter and figure out ways to like make this stuff more efficient because they're getting rid of the first always the like these people now with that code stuff. They're far away from the hardware, like when I did coding, like in, let's say, what was it, early 90s into the mid 90s. I was doing everything at the low level. Like, if I wanted to run my programs and do graphics, I would write some pieces in assembly language just to get the best performance from a crappy computer. Like, most people could not get good computers, right? You have to remember, everything was like 50 megahertz, 100 megahertz, and you had RAM that ran at like 8 megahertz or something, like really obscenely slow hardware. So you had to be very efficient with your code. I think we're going back to the days where people are going like, wait a minute, do I really need the most advanced NVIDIA chips to get the same results? I bet you don't. I bet if you go through all that code and streamline it, all the way to the bottom, to the physical layer, you could probably do just as well to make like your deep fake porn with a local piece of crap computer from way back in the day. If they can do that, boom, we done, baby. We done. We don't need all this like, oh shit, I need the latest DDR4. I need the latest freaking SSDs. I need the come on, do you really? Anyway, inference is going to need raw power from GPUs. There is no finessing around it, but so much. More? Pocket Aces? Maybe maybe someone in this community should just make streams about this stuff and tell me what's up. What do you guys think about this? Because this is going to be a big deal. Like, eventually the Nvidia bubble will pop, right? Maybe it'll pop next, like in a month, I don't know, or maybe later. Eventually somebody's going to be like, wait a minute, I don't need to buy like a gajillion of these like latest Nvidia. What the heck is it now? GeForce 10,000? Like, I haven't paid attention to GPUs in a long time. I got free GPUs in school. All I did was had to write some proposals to Nvidia, and they would send me free GPUs for free, and I would just sell them on eBay and get my money. And I would just buy Tesla stock that way. So I could get the latest GPUs from Nvidia by writing a proposal, which I knew was BS. I didn't care. I just wanted free GPUs. They send me some. I just sell them on eBay for like 800 a pop to some freakazoid like gamer out there. Like, I didn't give a shit about gaming. I was just like, give me my money. Anyway, there's no finessing around it this much. ChatGPT founder figured that out already. Yeah, I gotta know what the heck the inference. When this AI stuff first started, like, it was by the time I was about to graduate, and I told my friend, I told her, like, the stuff we did in grad school was on its way out. Since you're going to be a professor, you should start either doing biomedical proposals for DARPA and NSF, or you should do this LLM research. It wasn't called LLM back then. It was basically the early days of what would be AI now. It was a lot of people were starting to do research into what do they call it back then? It was like, fuck, what the heck? Let's see, AI. Let's see, algorithm. What the heck was it called back then? It was like really the early days. Man, I guess she's still working on that stuff now. I don't know. I don't know if she's stuck with it. Because if you did, you could get money from Google to fund your research in school. So that's easy money. Most professors don't care, though. They just don't care. I mean, it was just basic machine learning, and then they were just using like crap. What do they call it? It was so primitive, and then it would just had like very few nodes, you know, very few layers. What do they call those things? So, you know, I got out of the game. I didn't care about that stuff no more. I was just like, blah, bruh. I'm going to work. I just want to make money. I don't care about research. I'm in my own world. Just give me a paycheck and I'll just dump it in stocks. I don't give a crap about learning anymore. Okay, that's what you do in school. I'm going to work. I don't want to learn too much more and keep it easy. So I could just stay at home most of the time and do other things. Man, what was it called? Bro, deep. It wasn't deep learning yet. It was some primitive neural networks for sure. What was it called? What the heck? Yeah, it was like the convolutional neural networks. I remember those. I think it was just at the beginning, you know, it was really at the beginning when they started figuring out, hey, I could just dump a bunch of data into it. So what are the 4 types of MLs? Yeah, things change so much in 15 years. Man, I'm so out of date. What the heck is all this crap? Yeah, now you guys talk about inference. I'm like, what the hell is inference? I mean, I keep hearing about it, but I don't know what that is. Most computers need RAM and GPUs for motion graphics. Yeah, that was always the case. RAMs and GPUs. Yeah. I have an old textbook that just talks about the algorithms needed to render and things. I mean, in the old days, people used those Amigas, right? The Amigas, and then they had the Silicon Graphics computers. And I don't know if Steve Jobs' company, the Next, like when he got kicked out of Apple, he started another company called Next, and then Next got bought out by Apple, which that got back Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs kicked out Apple's CEO, and he became the CEO. I don't know, did Next even do that stuff? Because he did Pixar too. So he was in charge of Pixar and Next. So I don't know if the Next computers were used in Pixar to make graphic to do the animation there. They don't use GeForce for AI. Laugh out loud. Blackwell's in the news mill. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's how out of date I am. I don't follow any of this shit. Inference is AI making decisions on the fly, used for robotics and cars to solve big stuff. Was it any of these expert systems? No. Heuristics? No. It was the early days, man. They don't call any of that stuff no more. Yes, my friend had an Amiga. I had Silicon Graphics stock when it went bust. Yeah, I remember those. You remember ATI? Wasn't that like ATI got bought out by AMD? Yeah, it used to be Nvidia versus ATI back in those days. Let's see, blah blah blah. But you know, all the papers I helped write and all that stuff is out of date, completely out of date. It's changed a lot in 20 years, man. 15, 20 years. That's why when this is the reason why, you know, if you go into engineering fields and you don't keep up to date, don't bother. So if you want to have a career in engineering, you have to keep up to date. Like if you slip up and don't study while you're working, like, and you want to move up to another position in another company or in the same company, and you don't like keep learning, you'll be gone. You'll be obsolete. You'll be a dinosaur. So unless you're working in government, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. So don't be thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be an engineer and everything I learned in school and whatever they teach me at work is good enough. Nope. Sorry. You're gonna have to actually go outside of work and study on your own if you want to compete in a very competitive area. Otherwise, you got to pick like a subset of engineering where there's no competition, you know? Like that's why most people would pick like civil engineering. Civil engineering like never changes. Like the way you build a bridge is the same way you build a bridge like 100 years ago. There's very few changes. Like maybe some materials have changed a little bit, but it's the same concepts and all that. You're not gonna change. So most people that want an easy life, just well, not truly easy, but easy enough, go civil engineering. Like don't do electrical, don't do computer science, don't do none of that shit. Yeah. Well, unless you're like some low level coder or whatever, and don't like or you pick electrical engineering because you just want to work on some lame like like what is that, Raspberry Pi or Arduino, like some kind of like small work at some small company somewhere. You're just doing something basic, bitch. Yeah, something like that maybe. But most of the time, if you're doing some high powered like design work in Nvidia, Intel, yeah, anywhere else, no, you're gonna have to keep studying. So that's the bad part about it. You'll make a lot of money, but you're just gonna be struggling if you don't have the talent or the smarts to keep up with them. Yeah. So not only you have to worry about office politics, you're gonna have to worry about those things. So anyway, yeah, maybe I'll look it up if I can find it some other time. But things have changed a lot, really a lot from those days. Man, it'll be fun if I just had a history of AI where they just go step by step through the evolution of how the research was going. Okay, let me see. What else? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that Microsoft thing some other time too. Because I don't know what else. Let's see. I'm going to let's look at the chart one last time. Okay, it's almost an hour. Good. We made it to an hour. Okay, hopefully the memory's still good. StreamYards didn't drain my whole thing. Okay, let's look at the Bitcoin chart for now. Okay, let's get it. Okay. Yeah, you can see here. Definitely, it made an attempt in early January to try to get back to 100K, and it failed here. And you could see right on Tuesday with this candle breaching 89. This was bad, very bad, and I could tell it's probably going to fail if it doesn't perk up. And you can see the 18-day moving average move down. You could see the MACD moving down below zero by January 24th. It was just a matter of time. This was the first attack, right? Sunday, moving down. It recovered a little bit, but you can see every time it tries to recover, it never gets far into this candle. So if you take this bar, you take 50% of it, right? So that's probably around 90,000, 90.5 thousand. And you can see this, like, let me go in. You can see like it tried here, tried a few times, but every time it gets rejected, goes back down, gets back down. And Thursday, okay, that was when I shorted on that Thursday morning on MSTR. Waited to see on Friday. Nope, not much of recovery. So yeah, I shorted MSTR again because yeah, the MACD is already well below zero. You see the ADX here on the daily already increasing. Yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good at all now on a Saturday. Now, if this thing starts recovering towards 85, okay, and you wait for Monday's open then and see if you want to short it again. So I might increase my short here. What's the move this week? Short MSTR. Yeah, I mean that's what I use too. I mean, if you don't use options, okay, so you can't sell calls or buy puts. then yeah, you have to get a margin account to directly short MSTR. You borrow the shares to short. Otherwise, yeah, I just use the ETF. It's easy. Yeah, I used MSTZ. That's it. That's all I use. So this is what I used back in July, right? So this is the leg here. Then I got back in somewhere here in October, and then got all the way up here to November, and then I got out, waited. I went long. I went long thinking like Bitcoin could recover a lot better than it did. It did not at all. It just crapped out, and I had to get out. It's just like, bro, this should be easy for Bitcoin to go up like here. You know, it should at least try and make an attempt at 105 at least, but it didn't even get to 100. It just immediately rolled over, and that's just like, oh boy, this is not good. And now we're below this candle here, 80,671. This candle made in November, very important. This purple level, which is like, this purple level corresponds to this bar right here, the bottom of this bar in November 2024. This bar, you know, is significant because most of the time after that, we just hung out up here above it before failing. So then we just made another attempt. Okay, back up here again, and then back up here. So this took many years, right? This just took about like 2 years. Yeah, 2024 into 2025. Now we're going into 2026. So yeah, that's a lot of months, and now we're back here again. Yeah, I think this is it. This is done. If the Nasdaq rolls over, it's really going to be bad. So if you look at the Nasdaq, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So we made it to the top, made in October 29th, just before Halloween. So up here, then we went down, went back up, down, up. So this here thing going into November, Halloween to November, and we touched it again on Wednesday before we just rolled over right there after all that Amphenol, Celestia, blah 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 earnings. And I don't know, this was crazy. I have no idea. Like Microsoft, right? Yeah, this thing was like, what the fuck is this what? And now we're back in the box. So it's not going to take very much to roll over now, because let's look at the S&P. S&P, if it gets below this 690, and I think the gamma flip line is around that 692, it's going to be easy. It's really going to be easy to puke at this point. So next week, if you don't see this run up past 7,000, like immediately after all the earnings, and there's going to be AMD earnings on Tuesday, so that'll be the first one, Tuesday after close, so that you'll see first movement on Wednesday, then Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's it. Too much electricity used for Bitcoin scam just ended and used power for AI. That's basically what's happening. A lot of the Bitcoin companies actually have become AI companies, like Hut. So Hut, I was in it since April. I didn't put a lot into this one because it was like Donald Trump Jr. plus it's going to do AI instead of crypto mining, which is mostly Bitcoin, right? Because Ethereum now does proof by stake. It doesn't do proof by work anymore. So unless you do classic Ethereum, why you need miners for this? And so then you see the result, right? Going from 12 to 50 something. So it fully transitioned out of that business. Well, not fully. It still does mining, but it did it better than the other ones. And here I got back in again, I think December 15th, and got a little bit of a pump from 35 to 60. I was hoping for more before earnings, but you see it didn't matter. I got out like around here. Yeah, I put it in one of the streams. I said I got out of this one. I said, oh well, too bad. This thing could have gone a lot higher than this, but that's where we are. And yeah, this is gonna roll over. with everything, especially with if Nasdaq and Bitcoin go down together. It's very easy to short anything right now in that area. So yeah, but I'm just shorting MSTR with MSTZ. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's your goal. If you want to short it, that's the game now. We have to see what happens Monday. MSTZ. Now, if you do Palantir short, you use PLTZ. PLTZ. Okay, so yeah, I'm waiting for earnings to get back into this one. If I do, then good to go. I can short a PLTZ. So this is 2x leverage short of that. So if you look at the PLTR chart, you see that? Perfect, 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 perfect shape. This is a top. This looks like a top. All right. So look at the way it's acting when it touches 150. If you see this, it goes below 150. You have large volume, come back up, snap back, and then you go sideways before continuing up. You have this one. You don't have as large a volume as this one, but you see the candle moves up, and then you move up that way. There you go. This is how you want to see it. But now you look at the way it's acting now. You see this 3 candles, daily candles, down 5%. Next day, down 3.5%. Next day, 3.47. So when you have those things going down like that, you're done. You are done. This is not what you want to see. So earnings will be Monday after the close. So that means you got to watch for Monday, Tuesday's action. If it can't hold here, guess what? Going down, going down, going down. My target is at least will go down to 104. But if the market does puke next week into Friday with Bitcoin, with everything else, with gold, with silver, I don't know what's going to happen. See you at 71. So that would be a pretty good short. Honestly, you can go all the way to 71 in a few days. That's pretty good money. Yeah, IREN, Clean Spark, CIFR. Yeah, that's all on my watch list. That's right. CIFR, Clean Spark. Yeah. IREN. Yep, I have that. I have all that. Yes, I know. Those are all on my watch list. I did have CLSK from New Year's. I got back into that one because usually it's an easy trade. This one's very tradable because it goes in a range, you know. So you have something that goes from 10 to 20, very nice, you know. And here I did it again, 10, but this time it only hung out at 15. It got stuck here right away. You see how amazing it just gets stuck here, and it just goes in this tight range, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. How many days was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trading days, so 2 weeks. And then after that, it decides puke. Like it couldn't even get above this moving average that's declining, this 40-day moving average, and it just pukes. So, and then once it got back to 10, I bought it again. Like hopefully it gets to 15 or luckily 20. But it didn't, right? It got stuck, and it didn't even get to 15. It just got stuck below in this 13 area, the bottom of this box. The bottom of this box. It's a perfect box too. So you could tell. It's like, what the fuck? So dumb, so dumb. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, if this thing falls through, it's over too. Yeah, so APLD. Yeah, I think I watched that one. I don't think I ever played it. Yeah. I think this stock is a bit crazy, huh? It's like what's the other one? Core Weave? What the heck is Core Weave symbol? Oh, Core Weave. Yeah, Core Weave. That's like another one. Core Weave. Yeah, see, was that an IPO or something right here? March 25th? Like, look at that. You could just go up and down like this. This is crazy. I didn't touch this shit. I'm like, hell nah. Like, I don't know what the heck. I mean, you could have rode this thing all around, right? This thing's wild. Wonder if this thing will just get back down to the 30s again. You think it's a good buy down here? I don't know. I'll watch it. I'll keep it on watch. See what happens. But yeah. NBIS. I don't think I heard that one. No, maybe I have, but I didn't put it on any watch list. Yeah, maybe I have. Yeah, there's so many of these now. Okay, look at this. Look at this one. So yeah, we'll have to make a new list of things. I have to see what to get now. Oh man, this is an ugly one. This definitely has a bad look to it. Because if we have a correction first, then and once we get a new Fed chair, I'll have to wait and see. Because I was hoping for Rick Reeder. Rick Reeder would have been a lot better than the guy, because the guy he got is pretty much establishment. He's probably not gonna rock the boat, you know. If we had Rick Reeder or some real crazy dove, they would have just let the money printer print, and it would have been like, woo, yeah, crazy good. Because like stocks like these, it has an easier time with low interest rates, you know. So sectors like solar cells, you know, that's another reason why silver is so hopped up too, because if we're entering a low interest rate regime, a lot of solar companies have an easier time surviving. You can see like it got stuck right here in November. It tried to get here in January. You see this area? If it breaks out here, so solar, so this is a solar ETF, so it just has a bunch of solar stocks. I don't. If you tell me like what solar stocks to look at, I don't know. There's so many of them, and they're all probably crap. I think it's better you just play with the ETFs. The other thing is like biotech companies, same thing. Biotech was doing pretty good in the last quarter since October, pretty much good, but still didn't outperform semiconductors, but it has the look that it can. And then if we go look at like DNA editing stocks, those would be in Genome or iDNA. Yeah, that ETF. You can look at the stocks in those ETFs. I think the Tempest AI company is in one of these, like Tempest AI, TEM, I think it is. Yeah, Tempest AI. I think they do gene editing. It's one of those. And so yeah, keep this one in mind. So we'll have to look at these. And then RXRX does drug development using, I think, AI. So they develop drugs using AI. So every time it drops below $5, I get interested to see like, well, you know, if I can buy it at a low, just in case like it can pop. Like every time it pops up into $6, it usually tries to get to 15. So you could always buy it cheap just in case like it just pops up here and then you just sell. You just get the hell out. Just like get out. So this thing's like pop, 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 pop. Yeah, get out, get out, get out. So this is great for trading. Now, for investing, there's another company that's similar, SDGR. Bill Gates used to own a bunch of this one. I don't know if he still does. You know, I hate pharmaceuticals too, but the thing is, when you have low interest rates, you have a real good movement. And during the COVID days, oh my God, you just picked any vaccine stock, and any vaccine company that said like they were developing a COVID vaccine would just get pumped, and you would just sell it right away. You know, you just sell it right away, and you could just make 10x, 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 like every other day. It was just crazy. It was just like a slot machine, man. It was like, now, yeah, I don't know if Bill Gates is in this. This is terrible chart. God damn, this is horrible. So I doubt he's in it still. But this is a similar company as RXRX. But again, when you have low interest rates, all the boats rise. All the boats rise. Okay? Every boat. Yeah, Ginkgo Bioworks. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, a lot of them. And go to Martin Shkreli's channel. Martin Shkreli talks a lot about biotech. So if we have a very good cutting regime where the rates are being cut very quickly, it's probably worth it to go over to his streams and see what biotech companies he likes and just start following those tickers and see what's up. So let me find Martin Shkreli. Martin Shkreli. YouTube. Okay, is this his official channel? I think so. Real Martin Shkreli. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Go to his. He has like a Bloomberg terminal type deal too. He has a Bloomberg terminal. So yeah, I'll look at NBIS. Yeah, and yeah, I know Ginkgo Bioworks. I know that one too. I remember that one. I don't remember if I played it, but I definitely was watching it. Yeah, go to real Martin Shkreli. Okay, yeah. Okay, hopefully you guys got it. And there's a couple of other channels. You hate that guy, but that guy knows biotech. He's the guy to listen to for that shit. If you want to gamble in the biotech world, that's the only. Otherwise, it's just gambling, pure gambling. Because you need somebody that can read all that stuff and knows the biology and shit just to make heads or tails. Otherwise, it's just pure FDA flip a coin type shit, you know. But man, COVID was such a cool time for that stuff. Like you just got Moderna, you got some Pfizer, you had some Inovio, you had some other like there was like this crap one, XRTR, some really sketchy looking company that just pumped out of nowhere, and you're just like, whoa, damn, so easy. Yeah, COVID was great for that. Outside of COVID, yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks. Everything sucks. I don't like that. I don't personally like to do it. But yeah, Moderna's chart looks good. That's the only biotech stock I've noticed that had a good look to it, because you have this nice range build up since November 2024, and you're in this sideways, and we finally broke out in January. Perfect. That's what you want to see. You want to see people get bored of this company, and then when you have a New Year's, when everyone sells for a loss, they get interested in this stock again, and they go like, well, okay, I haven't been in this stock in a while. Let me try it out for this year. So yeah, I think this was all because of like they had a lot of new results for their therapies. So they have a lot of quote unquote vaccines to cure cancer. So they had some FDA results. They also had some of that news from FDR Jr. or RFK Jr. Whatever. Fuck FDR Jr. Yeah, RFK Jr. FDR. Was there an FDR Jr.? No, right? Did he have kids? I don't know if FDR had kids. AI is better than biotech, much better bang for the buck. The problem with that is that AI software stocks are sketchy. Semiconductors is fine. Semiconductors are fine. So if you were in like optical companies like Coherent or Lumentum, those are great. I mean, I have another one. If you want real sketchy ones, this one is fun to play. AAOI. This thing burnt a lot of people back in 2018. You know, it went from $10 to $90 back to $10. So one customer, right? Every time it gets one customer, it just pumps. So it sort of has that feel to it. So you can go from like $1 to like $14, and then you go back to like $8, go up to $40. It's great for trading. Now investing is no. If you want investing, go yeah, you rather just play. These will have earnings next week, Lumentum, like here. So you go from $51 to 400. This is what I would play. So I don't personally like the software AI companies because they have a lot more to prove. And another thing is like they definitely require also low interest rates. You have to show growth. You also have to show that your debt is serviceable, right? You can pay your debts and not eat away at your company's bottom line, because you need to have the capital cost to hire people and keep growing. If the debts are too expensive, the interest rates are too expensive, these are problems. So Yeah, but we're not investing in the short ETFs. Yeah, but short ETFs, you can make a lot of money quick and get out. AI is more like, you know, it's like it really depends on the mood, right, of people. Like a short is pretty easy to understand because like we've been in a bull market from April, so we already made 20% from April 28th, and that's a lot to make in like 7 months. Okay, so 7 months now in a standard index. So we know that we are at the end of this phase. We have to move down. And when you move down pretty fast. Because I think a lot of people have been buying up a lot of hype, and so it's easy to sell. That's why you short. Um, it's not recommended for most people, but if you want to make something while you wait for the market to chill out, then yeah, that's what you got to do. And then we'll revisit what the AI and all that other stuff. That's the problem because we're at the end of the phase of the business cycle. 2027 is it. 2027 is it. There'll be a top in 2027. Real estate will crash or something will crash because everybody's hopping from one thing to the next thing. We went from crypto, we went to gold, we went to silver. You know, I mean, we went to aluminum too at one point. So if you look at aluminum, so Alcoa, aluminum's picking up again. So we're repeating the cycle again. Aluminum went up into the Ukraine war. So this was a predictor of the Ukraine war. If you guys were paying attention, you would have known war was coming. So if you look at it, let's see here. So 2021, right? Everything was moving up in 2021. And let me overlay the biotechs. New price scale. You can see it here. Okay, let's see. You see the biotechs? The biotechs peaked in February already and it started moving down. So the COVID hype from 2020 to 2021, this was where all the vaccine stuff, everything went up. And then it was like, bye-bye, no more. Nobody wants it. But aluminum was still going up, 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 up. And even into the war itself that was coming, if I put here the S&P, you can see here the S&P topped in at the end of December. Okay, so biotechs topped in February 2021. Then the S&P topped in December 2021, and you know the Fed was increasing interest rates. Okay, so here you see aluminum was still going up into March. So it was one of the few sectors that was still going up while everything else was going down. Why? And then it topped out here, right? Once the war was announced, it was done. Nobody wants the aluminum anymore because it's like the people that were predicting a war was going to happen probably since November was already starting to cash out because once the news hits, nobody wants it anymore. That's why they have a saying, right? Sell the news. You sell the news. Everybody was buying the hype. And now that you got the news, there's nothing to hype it up for the next run. So nobody wants to buy at a higher price. It's over. Okay. That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, dilution is another thing. So I know these small companies, dilution is always a thing. Like the crypto miners, a lot of small AI companies, they would love to do that. Biotechs love to do that. That's why nobody likes small caps in general. Small caps suck. So most people buy large caps. Once you become a boomer like me, most people stick with large caps. Or you just buy the ETF. Like you just buy a group of crap. So if I did biotechs, I just buy the ETF. And if you want a cheap way to get leverage, yeah, there is something. It's called LabU. So I would use this thing, LabU. So yeah, if you think biotechs are going to keep going up, you can get LabU. So I talked about this one in some earlier streams this month, and we'll go over them again if I feel like this is actually the place to be. Because yeah, who knows? maybe we can get 200% here, right? We can go from 167 to 200% pretty quickly, depending on how the rates are cut. But for now, it's just watching and waiting, because I don't think these small caps are gonna really stay up if the market is in a liquidation mode. Because if we have a liquidity issue, then everything's going to go down together. And what you want to see is that the small caps here don't go down as much as the large caps. So if you see Microsoft diving, you see Google diving, Amazon, Apple, they all start diving, Tesla, but you see the small caps go down less, then that means people are low-key buying the small caps as they're selling the large caps into it. So that's something we have to pay attention. Ethereum treasuries, man. I wonder about those stable coins too. What's up? Any news from that stuff? Yeah, we have to keep track of that. All right, I didn't plan to go this far over, but yeah, I might as well just go over what I've been talking about for a whole month here. Another thing is to look at Mexico and some other things. Definitely, I'll have to look at China again. If China's really ready to pump, if they're ready to pump their stuff, yeah, I'll get back into Chinese stocks again too. Chinese stocks are pretty good in 2024, and I just ignored them in 2025. Nothing interesting in 2025. U.S. stocks and Mexican stocks were much better, more interesting than those. But yeah, I might look at it again. Like you see here in 2024, this was fun. Like it I remember this time. I remember this was when Xi Jinping, this was when he kicked out Hu Jintao. Hu Jintao was in the meeting, yeah, leader of the communist. The way their government works is so weird. It's like if you're president, it doesn't mean you're necessarily a leader. You got to be the chairman of the party, the president, and the head of the military. You have to have all three roles together to be considered the quote unquote leader. Because after Mao Zedong, they split up the roles. They didn't want like a dictator, like too powerful. They kind of like split up. But now like Xi Jinping kind of like put all the roles, all the hats on his head, and now he's like pretty much as powerful as what Mao Zedong was way back when. So when he did that, the thing tanked. This was the last week. So whenever you have bad news, it bounces back up, because like everybody that was selling the hype, they knew the bad news was coming, so they're selling. Once you get the bad news, then it bounces. The same way you get good news and then it drops, right? So people are buying into the news, the hype that they know is coming. And once the news is released, they're like, oh, we're done now. So the same thing with bad news. You get this and you buy the news. You buy the bad news, and then it bounced. And then after that, it was like, okay, we just sink back down. We get the reflexivity. This is what George Soros calls reflexivity. This is what he loves to trade. You have this kind of like rubber band effect where the actual price of Chinese stocks should be around here, but because of people's emotions, you get far away from it and then far away from it again until you get back to the average. And that's where you make your money, from these emotional waves. And then, we have another one. It goes down into 2023 into 2024. And then guess what? New Year's comes in and then it bounces again. And we dropped right to the same low as we had in 2022 at the end of 2023. And then 2024 was fun. There was a lot of interesting stocks. There's this Chinese stock that I play a little bit, not too much because it's kind of risky. Kingsoft Cloud Holding. I have no clue what this piece of shit does, but man, is it hilarious. Every time it gets below $2.50, I just buy it and just hope and see what it does. Like here, it went up to 8, 9 in the 2022s. Then in 2024, when it went below 2.5, I was like, okay, I'll buy it again. And look at that. It just rocketed up. And I was like, what? I should have bought more. What the hell is it doing? And it's like, it's $20? Fuck. And we've been in this range here between 10 and 17 or 15, 16, whatever, and it retouched it in January. So I don't know. It's gonna go back up to 20, I guess, right? And then is this time it hits 20, it's gonna break out and go higher, because once it breaks out of this 20, is it gonna go up to 72 where it was in 2021? So let's see, right? Let's see how the whole Fed does. Let's see if the Chinese pump their loans and things in their economy too, and everybody pumps, then yeah, maybe this thing will go from 20 to 80. Hell, why not? Who knows? I was Baba Baba in 105 a few months ago, sold too soon. Yeah, Chinese stocks are funny though. You can never really know. I mean, you can't really like you can't. This is all hindsight, right? That's all hindsight. You're just like, oh man, shit, whatever. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Because look at this. It's so ugly. Every time it pops, it does these crazy zigzags. It's just like, ugh, it's intolerable. This is really intolerable. Like, bro, nah, this type of movement is really nasty, just too nasty. So I can understand why you wouldn't want to hold through it. It's just disgusting looking. All these Chinese stocks have this weird like zigzag on it. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, fine. Okay, guys. We'll see you next week. There's gonna be a lot of fun next week, I think. A lot of fun next week. Well, how's Bitcoin doing? Did anything happen? I'm usually Bitcoin Sunday morning, so maybe 9 Eastern. You'll see something happen, because there's usually some kind of news. Probably all the boomers wake up and they watch the news. The boomers, they wake up and they turn on like their usual NBC Beat the Press or whatever, and then they see some news, and then they call their broker and be like, fuck man, yeah, when the futures open, sell this shit for me. And then it's just like, oh my god, everything collapses. Yeah, seriously. That's how they do it. They just call their financial advisor. All right. I think that's it. I'm not gonna play any Thorpe shit today. I think that's enough. I think you guys are already tired of hearing that. I need to go look over some Epstein stuff, see if there's anything else I want to talk about Epstein as the week progresses. All right, good night.